a lot of companies are looking at how to reframe this message right now. So, as we know, sales led is the traditional motion, and that looks like outbound sales motions, inbound marketing leads, and it's not as effective as it traditionally has been. It also is a siloed message going to the buyer and end user with a singular use case and or limited pain points that you can solve as a single company. So when we bring partners into the motion, here's what it actually looks like. We can do more with less, as we've talked about here. So Monique gave a great example of like the co-marketing. So think about if you could spend half the budget and get double the audience while also having a broader message. So because we're bringing two technologies together, we now can solve multiple pain points for the end user while adding additional value to the overall customer. So I'm thinking back to our time together, Monique. Another great way to think about this in the Salesforce ecosystem is ISV plus ISV plus Salesforce. So, quick story, I back in my previous role, we were a direct mail company, and I came across this use case called redetermination. That came from a Salesforce RVP. Well, what redetermination was is we needed to get in front of people to let them know they needed to reapply for Medicaid. So as a direct mail company, I could do that, but I didn't have the data. So I found another ISV who did in terms of address data and whatnot. So we created this better together story of they provide the data, we provide the messaging, and within Salesforce, we could automate this messaging to help people get in front of Medicaid. Huge win for the HLS. Um, Monique, what are your thoughts on that? And how have you seen successes on an ISV to ISV perspective?
That's a great example. And if it wasn't obvious from before here, just a side note, Sam was SVP of partnerships at PFL. That was a partner that I managed when I was a PAM 3 years ago. So that was
Good call
how
out.
this all came together. Redetermination was super successful. Can I be just really blunt here, Sam? I don't think that you, as a single partner, would have gotten in front of the entire HLS org for a global enablement session. And when I mean HLS org at Salesforce, I don't think that you could have done it as a singular partner without the help of another ISV with a great joint use case that had that whole art of the possible flow together. So yeah, that's an example of amplifying really due to the partnership motion. So good call.
For sure. And just one more thing to add there. We obviously want to think about how this partner-led motion impacts the end customer and the end user. But as a partner of Salesforce, it's also really crucial to think about how this makes their sale better, how it makes Salesforce stickier, and how you as a singular ISV and or a joint ISV can fill white space they need to fill these crucial use cases for their customers. So it's a really good way to get attention.